Hey, what's up, social media family? It's Chris, your favorite coach, your favorite host, all things favorite, coming to you live from my Jupiter location, remote. Now, it's Jupiter, the town, not the planet. If you're not familiar, that's in Palm Beach County, Florida, the best kept secret in Florida. And we have a special guest with us today, none other than a top realtor right from over here in Palm Beach County. Her name is Raquanda. She's built her business using video and social media strategies, as well as adding value to her community. And she's got a few things on the cooker, and I thought everybody needed to hear it. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Raquanda Guy. Yay!
Thank you so much for having me, Chris. How are you today?
Hey man, every day above ground is a good day for me, especially when sometimes I can get to the beach, which is across the street, which I will be doing after we have a little conversation today. So thanks for asking. How about yourself?
I'm great. I am so excited to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Now, so we were on Wednesday. We're talking. We're in our coaching group, and we're talking about all the things that you've done to build your business and how you keep growing your business more successful, more successful. You're like, hey, what has worked for you? And you're like, man, well, really, doing videos has worked for me. Doing events for the community, first time home buyer seminars, things like that, has really helped you build your business. You've got quite a following. On top of it, you are helping new agents kind of build their social media platform. So tell us about your business, how you got into the business, what you love about it, where you're going from here.
Awesome. I jumped inside the business in 2017. Prior to becoming a real estate agent, I was a campus president and I hated it. I hated it.
You hated being a
I
president?
hated it. I hated it. I love being in the classroom, but as I moved more and more from the classroom to administration, it became more stressful. It wasn't about the kids, so I hated it. My husband suggested me becoming a real estate agent, and I thought he was absolutely crazy. He was like, "You love people, you love talking, so why not try it?" So I dived into it with his suggestion, and I absolutely love it ever since I've been a part of it. So I'm excited about that.
And when did you get into the business? What year was that?
2017.
Awesome, 2017. What a time. So you get into the business, you start cranking. I mean, how was your first year as a new real estate agent?
My first year as a real estate agent, I did a total of 15 sales. Um,
Wow.
yeah, 15 sales my first year in the business. It was amazing. I learned a lot. I remember one of my first brokers, it was a small boutique, and he said to me, to survive in this industry, you have to tackle social media. So I remember that. And ever since then, I've been building my business using social media.
That's great. So, you're talking about 15 transactions inside your first year, and that was 2017. Then we get into 2018, where you're using those practices. Would you say, 15 transactions your first year, it must have been a lot of referrals. I mean, was that any cold leads? Was it buyers, sellers, both?
It was a mixture. I started off in Century Village. I got my first call, and from there, everyone started telling other people how nice I was and kind and patient. So it just grew from there. And then within the community around Century Village, I started selling homes and townhomes in the area. So it just grew from word of mouth.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now we get into 2019 and then 2020, we kind of, COVID hits, right? Now we all have to stop working. And I got to say, my clients were kind of split down the middle. Half of them were like, the sky is falling. What are we going to do? And the other half were like, man, what a great opportunity to reinvent and work on your business. I mean, what position did you take? I mean, you're a couple years in the business, you're successful. 2020 hits. What happens? What happens in Raquanda's world?
In my world, my business took off even more. At the beginning of the pandemic, I had people calling me stating they knew the house that they wanted to go see. People were not allowing people to go inside their home because of COVID. So we had to have the pre-approval and DU to show that they're qualified. But I had people reaching out to me saying, I already know what home I want. They had already narrowed it down. So we wasn't going into 3 or 4 homes. We knew exactly the homes that we wanted. And all of that came from social media. I'll never forget, I had a nurse that reached out to me and she says, I know exactly the home I want. And I was like, okay. And she sent me over the link. We made the appointment. And I said to her, who do I owe a referral to? Who I have to say thank you to? And she said, YouTube. I was on YouTube and you came up and I went from watching all of your YouTube videos to your Instagram. And I went down all the way through 2018. So I know that you're married. I know you have 2 kids. I know you have dogs. And I think you're adorable. And I want you to be my real estate agent. So for
That's
me,
awesome.
it took
YouTube it was.
almost 20 transactions or more.
Wow. What a great connection. And that was YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And then when we talk about social media, a lot of people talk about social media now, their Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. There's all these different things. So many agents will tell me, I say, where do you get your business? And they say social media, but then they don't do any business, or they don't really get business from social media because I see what they're doing. Hey, here's me out of closing. Here's me doing this. Here's me doing that. I always feel like it's flossing for other realtors, but it's not really. There's not really. They're staying on people's mind, but there's no real kind of call to action or engagement to getting people. So how do you, other than asking, what's your client capture mechanism from these social media channels? Like, how do you know they're coming from there?
Because I always ask, who do I owe the referral to? And that's my way of trying to figure out where they came from. With my YouTube channel, I really don't ask for business, Chris. I just provide information. Most people are looking to relocate to Florida. So I did a video on relocating from New York to Florida. People want to know the cost of living in Florida. So I got in my car and I went down North Lake and I stopped and I had a hot dog and I had barbecue from the trucks that was on North Lake. And then I went to Publix and I filmed how much the bread was and how much the milk was. And then I went to the train station and said, how much does it cost to take a train? So I showed them different parts of Palm Beach and what is the cost of living here. So those have been great. And then people wanting to move to Loxahatchee, or videos on what's the difference between Loxahatchee and Wellington and what's the difference between this and that. So I'm actually just providing them the information.
I love that. Yeah, look, it's and you're like me. I mean, taking the position of an educator. I never fancied myself a salesperson, but when you look at real estate, I think in particular, there's not a lot of selling that needs to go on. I think it's really, people say sell yourself, and I just think if you position yourself as the resource, and you do that by educating, letting people know what's going on with the neighborhood, with the town, all that stuff, that's huge value. I remember one time, I think, was it in it was probably in the springtime. I had a client visiting from he's from Minneapolis, Jamie Olson. He's a coach. He does he's in the theater industry and he coaches creatives, the writers and actors and stuff. And we were having lunch over there down at the end of Lake Worth Road there at Playa Viva La Playa.
Okay.
And I saw you walked out of it and you had your little thing and you were talking and you were walking down a thing and you walked by and my client Jamie's like, do you know her? And I'm like, yeah, it's Raquanda, And I'm like, I don't want to bother. She's making some videos. And I sent you a text and I'm like,
yeah, I remember that.
When I see that stuff. I said, hey, were you just here? And you were like, yeah, that was me. And I'm like, yeah, I saw you. I just didn't want to interrupt you because you were shooting and stuff. And I just think that that's so cool. And so many times people get stuck. And it's funny because real estate agents, without fail, I don't know what to do. What do I do to build business? And a lot of stuff feels real uncomfortable. And there's a lot of ways to do it. And at the very least, listen, if you like video, get out there, flip your phone sideways and do some video, right?
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't like it, just still do it. I have a brand new realtor I was talking to yesterday, and I was in Belglades showing a property, and he has so much knowledge about this area. And I said to him, hey, let's do a video together. And he was like, no, I don't like video. And I was like, okay. So let's me just have you drive and me take my cell phone and I just hold my cell phone while you're telling me about the area. And he was like, that's still filming me. But yeah,
Yeah,
so just do it anyway.
yeah. Do it anyway. It's funny. My friend, one of my partners, social ninjas, J Man Monero. He's like the video trainer for real estate agents, and he always says he has all these shirts because he get people always say, "I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way I look on video. I don't like the way I sound." And he's always like, "Well, guess what? That's how you look." So he has a shirt that says, "That's how you look," and people are like, "Oh, I don't like the way I sound." Well, that's the way you sound. And there's so many things that prevent us from doing video. That's why I do live. Actually, Raquanda, one of the secrets for me was right because we might record a podcast and never put it out there because we editing and this and that. So that's why with these things, I tell people like, "Is it a podcast?" I'm like, "Sort of." But we just go live. You're there. It's out there. There's no editing. I'm not telling you what questions we're asking ahead of time. We just go out there and do it. And one of the things that I found is that people that clam up when they talk at the camera, that's how we created Local Unlocked, is because we started saying, wow, where'd your personality go once we point the camera? I started talking to people while it was being filmed. And then you kind of get more, there you are, right? So I think for people that are intimidated by video, that interview model is huge. Either you're the interviewer, oh, I don't have content. Go out there and ask an expert, interview them, or have somebody interview you, right? So I think that's awesome. And so what kind of videos are we looking to see? This is a big focus of yours coming up from now until the end of the year, right? We're gonna
Uh-huh.
start building on that YouTube channel. Don't sweat, it's okay. So what can we expect to see from now to the end of the year, coming from your YouTube video channel, which, by the way, I'm going to look it up and I'm going to post it here. So
Okay.
go ahead, tell us what you got going on.
Um, from now until the end of the year, I am committing to doing a video every single week. Video
Okay.
that's talking about what's going on in the market, changes that's happening within the area that I'm in right now, because a lot of things are happening and growing within Loxahatchee. So being in the front of what's happening within the community. And then also too, just informing people, of different options of home buying or selling, and that what that process looks like, because a lot of times people don't have the answers. So they go to YouTube and they Google the home buying process. So being able to have your video come up and talk about the home buying process. And that's how you get in front of people. So you find out what you believe that they're looking for, and you create videos in that way. So I know a lot of people are going to be looking at the home buying process, and being able to produce videos to
Yeah,
answer
that's
their
awesome.
questions.
Answering questions is huge. And I mean, I always use this example. It's like, you ever, I mean, how many people have those unboxing videos or reviews, like they want to see things, and then all of a sudden you realize there's an affiliate link or something like that. So this is working for people. Why aren't people using it in the world of real estate? We talk about finding out what people are searching for, and YouTube is owned by Google. So if you kind of figure out what people are going and searching about, and the more specific you get, I think the more juice you get. Because I mean, I'm even working with our SEO guy for Sky Limitless to kind of start building. And he's like, hey, listen, you don't want to go nationwide. He's like, even let's go with specific towns. So we're even looking Florida from from like Broward up to like Brevard County on the East
Okay.
Coast. So what are some of the things? So I mean, has that been the best? Is it like how-to videos, or is it like a kind of informational videos about communities, about specific properties? What's given you the most traction and kind of got you the best results?
The best results are talking about the community. What's the difference between this community and this community? What does it look like for a house that's 400,000 in this community? Things that I like and don't like about this particular community. So people really want honest opinions. So being able
Yeah.
to show. I mean, one video I did, I was like, I don't like frogs, but in Loxahatchee, there's a lot of frogs. So I had to overcome that if I'm going to stay in the area. So just those simple things to make people aware of what's going on in that community has been the biggest thing. I mean, I did a video on the side of the road eating a hot dog, and they got over 800 views with me just talking to the guy who owns his box truck eating a hot dog.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I did. One time we rolled up on a guy. He has a Jamaican food truck over there in Riviera Beach. And we were killing time before we had to shoot. So me and John just rolled up on him and said, "Hey, can we shoot you making some food and doing some food?" And we did and he was so grateful. We got a lot of hits in that too. Just kind of like he made us everything, man. He made us oxtail, the curried goat, like everything, all this, everything out there. Yeah, we stuffed their faces. I ate a Scotch bonnet, like off the seeds, off the stem, and just little things like that because people care about community. And real
Yeah.
estate's one of the real estate's one of the last businesses that's local, right? So
Mhm.
even when retail can go international and services can go international, like everything's on the internet. Real estate's one thing that's not international, right? Yes, you
Yeah.
might attract people internationally, but they're going to want to come to your community and buy a home or an investment or something right where you're an expert at, right? So I love that. So you're committed to doing one video a day moving forward, you said. And so, what are some of the types of videos like we can see?
Definitely more community-based videos. I'm also thinking about interviewing owners within the community. Sherry and I, which is one of my business partners, we've gone into the Loxahatchee ice cream, and they've made ice cream for us, and we sat there and we ate the ice cream. So it was really a lot of fun. So interviewing more people within the community. Also to recording what's happening within that community, which is really, really big. So those are my goals, is just to take my camera out and go out and see. And even if it's not perfect, still post it and see what happens. So, but people are always curious. People like watching. So I think that just going within the community, people would like to see it. Also, too, we're growing. Our community is continuously growing. Talking about new construction within the community and what that looks like. I've gotten so many people that I help to buy lots just from my video, standing in front of a lot that was just cleared with piles of dirt behind me, talking about the process of buying the loan. I'm sorry, a construction to permit loan, and how it's not scary as people believe it is. So I've had at least 4 or 5 people that I helped to purchase a lot from that video alone. So just doing more videos like that, answering questions that people may have. I think that's the biggest key, taking yourself away from it being about you, and then just answering those questions that people in the community may have if they're looking to relocate to Florida, relocate to Palm Beach, relocate to Loxahatchee, or any other community. Being able to answer their questions so they can know if it's a great fit for them and their family, and being honest about it. And I think that's what comes across, is that I'm very, very honest about what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to make it look better than what it is. And just giving them the information. My whole goal is to educate people, provide them with information so they can make an informed decision that's best for them and their family. And another thing that I started doing in my videos is adding a calendar link right to my calendar, so people can make an appointment right there if they want to talk to me more about which route to. So, did I lose you, Chris? I think I lost Chris, you guys. Or did he put me on a spot to do more videos? So I think we lost Chris. Chris, are you there? All right. So while we're waiting for Chris, I think you're putting me on. I said, is Chris putting me on the spot to do
Am I
more
back? Can you
videos?
see me? Can you see me
Yeah,
now?
I can see you.
Oh my God. So I don't know, my internet crapped out. I thought you were gone and I was talking to everybody, and then all of a sudden you disappeared, and then you reappeared and I disappeared. Well, listen, we're back. We're live. That was fun. I can't wait to see what that looks like on a replay. But isn't it fun that we have these live things? So I was telling everybody when I thought I lost you that we are live. Feel free to post your questions while we're live. And if you're watching it on the replay, post your questions anyway. We'll be able to get back to you. Raquanda is tagged here. And so you're committed to doing I said 3 videos daily, but I know you said 1 video daily. But I
Yes.
think 3 would be good for you. Now, and those are, you were looking at some more community videos, business owners, kind of what's happening in the neighborhood, maybe some
Yes.
interviews. I like that. And so, are you do mostly like short edited videos or longer videos or live videos? I mean, what kind of formats do you like to follow? I mean, that question always comes up a lot. What's better?
I don't know if one is better than the other. I like them all. I've done videos like this with loan officers, with title companies. So it works well doing live videos like this. The interviewing process is great. If you're kind of shy, and don't really know what to talk about, getting a loan officer or a title company, because people have questions. I've dealt with an interview like this. You can find on my YouTube channel. If you're self-employed, what type of financing do you need? What do you need to have to bring to the table? I've done one like this with the title company. What is the process? Once we have an executed contract and it goes to the title company, what does that look like? What do they do on their end? Because a lot of times people don't know what the title company do. And then the only thing they know is they get to the closing table and sign, but there's a lot of things that happen. So I've done videos like that with professionals. And
Good.
then the short videos are great as well, because people really don't sometimes know you. Attention span is kind of short. So having a mixture of videos is great. And then also too, doing a video for about 10 minutes is good if you're providing information and information that people would like to see.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's like it really depends. I always like repurposing things too. Like so I was on a podcast from another coach friend of mine, and we talked for a long time, and we didn't go live. We weren't like this. We recorded it on Zoom, and then she went back off of that one thing, and she cuts out like little segments and drips them out, right? And
Mhm.
actually, I should connect you guys. She'd be a good person. I connected Shari with her. You guys will be good to talk to each other. But yeah, and I think that's kind of cool too. So like, do you do any of that? You ask an expert. You're with you're talking to one of your loan officers or your title reps, and they're giving you so many nuggets, so much good valuable information. Do you go back and kind of cut out smaller sections and drip them out there after you do that to
I
repurpose
have
content?
not. That's a great idea to do that. I have not, because there's
Yeah.
a lot of videos. I think I have over 100 videos. So that's a great idea.
That is a great idea. I'm full of those. So this is the deal. You have a video editor, right? You have somebody that helps you editing videos.
Yes.
Yeah, so it makes sense to take kind of make a format, say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, create a template, and then just keep boom. They plug in you can have them make you one template, and then you could probably just go in there and slice different parts of your video and get them out there.
I think that's a
So
great idea. Can we look into that?
that's right, right. So like kind of repurpose because people always tell me, I had a TikTok coach, and he was like, go back to your old videos that got a lot of hits and do something new on it, repurpose it, build on it, right? That things that got a lot of engagement. I'm like, that's a good idea, right? So what do you do to come up with content? I mean, how are you other than kind of researching what your potential clientele is looking for and asking about, what are some other things that you do to kind of create your content?
I love Instagram right now. So I'm doing a lot of Instagram reels as well. And again, I'm taking the fun part of it, the relaxed part of me, and bringing that information to people, informative information to people within 30 seconds. So they get to see me acting crazy, sometimes dancing, drinking coffee, doing different things, the fun
Mm,
side.
love
So,
it.
and then creating the content as I'm sitting down, trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to present this? And then who is my target audience for that particular
Yeah.
content that I'm presenting? So within 30 seconds of IG, I'm giving 5 tips or 10 quick tips. And then you get to see my personality coming through versus with YouTube. You get to see some of my personality, but it's basically me just talking and not dancing. Sometimes I walk the community, but I'm starting to love IG. I'm starting to love the interactions that you get from other people
And that's the
immediately.
reels, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're utilizing IG Reels. And it's we also talk about the right platform for the right kind of content. Whereas kind of I think TikTok and Instagram Reels is good for those quick hitter videos, right? Like those kind of 15, 30, 60-second videos. And I think if you're going to do like a long drawn out thing, like if you're going to do an interview like this, if you're going to put out like something edited, a show, I think
Yes.
YouTube needs to be more
YouTube.
the platform. I know with Local Unlocked, our shows are probably, our shows are like, John tries to keep them down to like 8 or 10 minutes a piece, like an episode.
Mhm.
And that length of content, you're gonna get your longest watches on YouTube, even though you might get your most watches on Facebook, right? So, I mean, even this video, we're streaming right now to Facebook and YouTube and different
Okay.
places on Facebook. We'll get more hits on Facebook, but we'll get longer plays on YouTube, right?
I find that to be true as well.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
interactions on Facebook and longer time frames, which is good because on YouTube, I know that's not your goal, but having people watching it for the long period of time, you can start monetizing on that.
You can.
And another thing too is that now YouTube have shorts.
Yeah.
So you can take those videos that are short than
Mhm.
60 seconds and plug them right into YouTube, um, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. The good thing with a
Take
short
the
video for
information
YouTube.
and resurface it again.
Yeah, yeah, you could just keep repurposing it, right? So the thing with YouTube Shorts, like, so because when you look at if people that are experimenting with digital advertising, and when you look at Google advertising or
Mhm.
YouTube video advertising, that's going to be a short video, right? So
Mhm.
even, I mean, even if you're promoting, you can do those short videos, those short commercials with the call to action, click here to learn more. That's super valuable for people that if you want to put a couple of advertising dollars behind something, if you got a great short video that's going to get people to engage with you. And again, with these videos, with the service industry, with real estate, you're not going to sell a house off a YouTube video. Nobody's going to say, click here to buy this house, right? It's going to be to click here for more information. You're capturing their name, email address, phone number. You're gaining a potential client. That's really what you're looking for. I always want to remind people of that, where you're not going to, people are not making house buying decisions off of seeing a video. They might be at a yes, but they need to talk to a person. You need
They
to
do.
get their information. They have questions. So that's what it comes down to. Always keep that in mind. So I'm excited.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see what you've got in store. Again, guys, if you're watching now, we're live with Raquanda. You feel free to post in the comments. If you can see, it's just linked to her YouTube page. Kind of just want to check what she's doing, and even more what she got coming. That's good. Unless we lost, yeah, that's unless they created a new live for us, which they probably did. Who knows? Let me post it again. I'm going to post it here. Yes, here it is. I posted it right there in the chats. So
Perfect.
yeah, there it is.
Yes. Check
So
it out.
connect connect with her on Facebook. She's real excited about Instagram. I'd look her up on Instagram too if I were you. So
I
if we
love
don't have any questions, I always like to ask, like what are any parting words that you might have for the group today, that something that you wish somebody would have told you, something that you really think people should know, and a nice nugget for them to take and with them to improve their business and life.
I would say my nugget would be just do it, you guys. Don't think about it, just do it. Um, Today, everyone is using some form of social media. So you want to be on social media. I don't like social media. I tell people that all the time, and they're so surprised. I really don't. I've never liked social media, but I know the power of social media and where it's going. So if you put yourself out there on social media, people are going to reach out to you. They're going to call you. They're going to want to know more information. People today are going to Google you before they
Yeah,
actually pick up the phone and call you. So by having some form of presence on social media, on Google, that can start to separate you from other realtors, because there's a lot of realtors that's not doing it. So
yeah,
I tell people all the time when I'm talking to them on the phone, feel free to Google me. I ask them, are you in front of a computer while we're talking? And most of them say yes. So I tell them, go ahead and type my name in. So once they type my name in, Raquanda Guy, they're seeing pictures of me. They're seeing videos of me from YouTube. They're seeing all of my connections with my real estate portfolios and stuff like that. So you come across as an expert. So
Mm.
start putting the content out there. My first video was horrible. I didn't know what I was saying. I go back now and I listen to it, but it's still there. And I have it there because it shows growth. So
Yeah,
just do it. I would
yeah.
say if you're a brand new realtor, I don't mind helping you get started and setting up your
Mm.
platforms. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available.
Mm.
And I would say take the time and just start off and doing, once a month or once a week. And then get yourself in a system. Chris
Yeah.
talks about systems all the time. You can set up a system where you're on every social media platform without actually being on the platform. So setting
Yeah.
up those systems so that it's an automation for you.
Mm. Yeah, on that, I mean, we're talking about long videos and short videos. I would create a system where you know which kind of videos you're going to put where, then kind of shoot them all at once, and then take a video like this and say, I'm going to put this on YouTube, then I'm going to cut these things out for TikTok, these things out for IG, I'm going to do
Mhm.
this for Facebook. And Gary Myers from up Westchester, New York, said he thanked us. He said, thanks, guys. Amazing information. And Gary, we hope to see you on social media out there. I know, man, I started talking about that Jamaican food truck, and Gary got excited. I know. So we used to get some good Jamaican food over there in Bronx. But guys, thanks for joining us today, guys. If you guys have no questions, connect with us afterwards. Raquanda, thank you for joining us. And man, I'm looking forward to
Anytime.
your videos. Let's do some videos together, man. Let me know when you're going out to visit those food places, man. I'd love to be part of it.
Exactly. I want to do a video at a crab shack. I think that would be the funniest thing, putting up a camera and just going to town and eating. And I think
that big giant bag comes out.
Yeah.
that big giant bag comes out. Yeah, I love it, man. Let's do it. Why not? So, all right, guys, thanks. Conversations with Chris. We had Raquanda Guy here. Thank you so much for joining us again. And we'll see everybody out there in the virtual world. Bye, everybody.
Bye.